Hi there, it's Ms. Hall here. Today we're going to be working on squaring a binomial. Just a friendly reminder, a binomial has two terms, bi being the prefix meaning two, in reference to polynomials, which a polynomial is many terms, but we're going to focus on specifically two terms. Just a general rule of thumb, your formula is going to be, not necessarily a formula, but an example of a plus b squared. It's the same thing as a plus b times a plus b. And when you multiply it out, you get a squared plus ab plus ab plus b squared. And then you can combine your two ab's and have 2ab at the end. So I'm going to show you number one from the worksheet. It's x minus 8 squared. So doing FOIL, the first is orange, so x times x is x squared. X times negative 8 is negative 8x. That's the outer. The inner is negative 8 times x, which is negative 8x. And then the last one, which is the purple, negative 8 times negative 8 is a positive 64. And then we can combine our two like terms, where negative 8 minus negative 8 is negative 16. Keep our variable x. This here would be your final answer. I'm going to go ahead and do number two the exact same way. I have a plus 5 squared. A plus 5 squared. So again, this is equal to a plus 5 times a plus 5. First is a squared. Outer is 5a. Inner is 5a. Last is 25. Combine your 5a's to get 10a, and this would be your final example. Now there's a shortcut to this. When you square a binomial, let's say number 3, you have x minus 3 squared. You squared the first term is x, so you get x squared, and leave some space. Square the last term, negative 3 squared is a positive 9. You keep your sign of whatever you have in the middle, so it's going to be minus, and then you multiply everything together. So 2 times 3 is 6, times x is 6x. So we squared the first term, squared the last term, multiply everything together. So let's do this with FOIL just to see if you understand where you would have gotten that from as well. So we would have had x minus 3 times x minus 3. X times x is x squared. That'd be negative 3x, negative 3x plus 9. This would be negative 6. It basically skips this whole step here, and you go straight to your negative 6x from the beginning. Couple reminders, this was always going to be positive, because whether it's a negative or positive, when you square it, it's going to be positive. And then this will always be the sign that they give you in the binomial. So let's try that again. Let's square the first term, multiply everything together, and then square the last term. So 3n plus 1 squared. So square the first term. 3n times 3n is 9n squared. So 3 times 3 is 9. N times n is n squared. Multiply everything together. So you have 3 times 2 is 6, times 1 is still 6, times n is 6n. And then 1 times 1 is 1. You see how much faster that is? Number 5, we have y minus 10 squared. Square the first term, y times y is y. 2 times 10 is 20, times y is 20y. Keep the sign in the middle, so minus 20y. 10 times 10 is 100. It's always going to be positive because negative 10 times negative 10 is positive 100. So there you are. We're done with that one. Let's look at number 6. Number 6, we have 3x plus, where'd it go? Plus 2 squared. So we square the first term, 3x times 3x. So 3 times 3 is 9. X times x is x squared. Multiply everything together. 3 times 2 is 6. Times 2 is 12. Keep this sign. So plus 12. Don't forget the x, so we have to multiply by x as well. And then square the last term. 2 times 2 is 4. Are you getting the hang of it yet? 4x minus 3 squared. Square the first term. 4 times 4 is 16, and x times x is x squared. Multiply everything together. 4 times 2 is 8. Times 3 is 24. Times x is 24x. You keep the sign from the original binomial. And then positive 3 times 3 is 9. Square the second term. And number 8, 2a plus 5 squared. Square the first term. 2 times 2 is 4. A times a is a squared. Multiply everything together. 2 times 5 is 10. Times 2 is 20. Times a is 20a. I kept the plus sign because that's what they gave me in the binomial. And 5 times 5 is 25. Alrighty.